What's going down, everybody? It's Unbeatable Jacob. 7 months without uploading. This is not a return video. I'm just uploading this because it's gonna be a banger and help you guys out. So you guys see my record here for clutch time offline, right? 261 wins, 44 losses. I haven't played a single game fully by myself because I've been AFKing it. So what you do to AFK it is going to be pretty simple. There's some multiple other methods that you can do as well. We'll talk about that while we're actually pretty much simulating the game. But this is what I run. I run Amethyst Evo Vinny Del Negro at the 1. I player lock by pressing the left stick in on Benedict Mathurin, Shades of Evo. I run this dude is my 3. I run my 4 is Keegan Murray, Shades of Evo. And then I run Greg Ostertag, the Evo's up from a gold to an amethyst, as my 5. So we're player locked on Benedict. We're going to just hop into the game, and I'll show you exactly what to do. Kind of while we're simulating, you know, I'll do some commentary on the game and whatnot. And then also kind of tell you guys some other, you know, just ideas and methods, things that you can try if this doesn't work for you. But it should. You guys see my record. You are occasionally going to get popped, especially at the higher difficulties, but not often enough that it really matters at all. So what you're gonna do is just call a 2-3 zone once the ball tips off and then chill. That's it. You know, I mentioned there's some other things you can do and we'll talk about that, but I'll just show you exactly the bare minimum you need to do, and that's call a 2-3 zone and set down your controller. I'm not gonna touch my controller rest of this video until the game's over, just to show you guys during this time you can go cook yourself dinner. You can lay down, you can watch Unbeatable Jacob on Twitch, you can watch the Detroit Pistons on TV, you can go have a conversation with your girl, you can go, you know, renew your car warranty, whatever it might be, while the game simulates and you're AFK'd the entire time. So the reason why I player lock on the shooting guard is pretty simple, because when you're in a 2-3 zone, you're going to want to be player locked on the shooting guard, because if you player lock on the small forward or power forward, they're going to stand in the key and drag you into the key, and you'll get called for defensive 3 in the key. Obviously, don't want to player lock on the point guard because they're going to pass the point guard the ball after the other team makes a basket, and you're not going to be there to do anything with it, so you'll get called for an 8-second violation. Same thing with the center. You're going to be inbounding the ball sometimes. It's just simple enough. Player lock on the shooting guard and then call a 2-3 zone. I wouldn't even worry about trying to, you know, use a 3-2 and use like the small forward. I've heard some people say they've done that, but who cares, right? Just do what I do and it will work for you. And then as far as actually picking a shooting guard to use, some people will use a gold shooting guard rather than Benedict Mathurin. The reason why I use Benedict is because he registers as a Sapphire, so it's not really going to be a good card that they have him up against. And then also, if you happen to come back to your screen and say you're down 6, or they pass you the ball randomly like that, you can turn and just shoot. And Benedict Mathurin's got one of the best jump shots in the game. I missed that because I literally shot with my thumb leaning over because my controller is not even in front of me right now. But that doesn't happen that often. Funnily enough, it happened right there. So like if that happens, it's not that big of a deal. I'm just gonna move myself out of bounds here. It's not that big of a deal even if you are completely AFK'd, because I mean, you'll get called for a 14-second shot clock violation, and then they'll reposition you and you'll have a wasted possession for your AFK team. But it really doesn't matter, because when you're using these Evo cards, you're gonna match up with Emerald David Wesley that's gonna airball 4-pointers the entire time. It's just that simple. Even on like superstar difficulty like I'm on right now, it doesn't really matter. Occasionally you will, you know, lose a game, but not really that big of a deal. And I'm trying to work on perfecting the lineup with the Evo cards and stuff to be as perfect as possible. And hopefully maybe they'll drop some more cards like Greg Ostertag that's a gold card that Evo's up to like an amethyst to help out with these runs a little bit more. But for right now, this works completely fine. You saw my record. It's 261-1 and 44 losses, and they're all AFK'd. And another thing too, once you get to the higher difficulties, like when you're on Superstar or when you're on, you know, Hall of Fame for the last 10 games, you can just go ahead and score like 2 3-pointers or 2 4-pointers with Benedict and then set the controller down. That's what I've done in the past before, just to be sure, because when you do that, you'll win like 100% of the games. That's a different story for a different day though, which is, you know, like being able to score really quick with Benedict. I mean, if you play this game, you know that all you got to do is a backwards escape and shoot. But you know, that's for like 201. You know, this is 101. That's for like 201. That's like for the next class, pretty much, is like stuff like that. But either way, just straight up fully AFKing it without ever touching your sticks. Like, you're gonna win the majority of your games, to be honest with you. As you can see, we're up 7-0. It's pretty simple. I mean, you know, sometimes the biggest problem is if they end up matching up Greg Ostertag with a center that isn't complete trash. But I think they've got like Emerald Jaren Jackson out there on him right now. Which, I mean, Greg Ostertag's just going to get all of the offensive rebounds if your team does miss. So, you know, he's really the MVP of this entire system. That man right there, Greg Ostertag. And you can see that, like, I'm here, I'm recording this video, so I, you know, clicked out of the pause and stuff like that. But it does take, like, longer than you think it probably should to get through these games if you truly fully AFK it. Because the other team will start doing, like, weird shit, like calling timeouts. And then that Gorgie Dang dude, or not Gorgie Dang was the dude who played for the Timberwolves, right? Oh, the dude, number 13 with the long hair and the big-ass player build for OKC, whatever his name is, the dude with the ball right there, he gets fouled all the time. I got no idea what his draw foul rate is or what it is, but, I mean, the dude just gets fouled all the time because I sit there and AFK this while I'm working or while I'm laying in bed watching YouTube. And every time I look up, it's one of two things. Either Greg Ostertag got rim takeover and he is just absolutely fucking somebody up, or Dang dudes at the free throw line shooting free throws. That's like the only two things I ever see when I look up, because he just gets fouled all the time. If he's not getting fouled, Greg Ostertag's getting the rebound and just dogging somebody out. That's pretty much all that these players do. And it's just wild. Like right now, I'm on Superstar. I'm on 70-some wins, and we're up 9-0, and they can't even score. I haven't even touched my controller. Like, it's really that easy. And of course, this is like more useful than it's ever been right now because Billy Knight is in the clutch time offline vault. I didn't even mention like why you would want to do this. Obviously, the number one reason why you want to do this right now is to get Billy Knight out of the clutch time wheel. But I mean, it's really not a bad gig regardless of what's on the wheel, because, you know, getting those 100 wins, normally not a bad idea. Jamal Crawford is the player who's for 100 wins right now for clutch time offline. So that's a good card. He's not bad at all from what I can tell by looking at him on the database. I'll probably have him by like tomorrow or something like that. I'll let you guys know for sure on Twitter. But I mean, he looks decent enough, and it's really, you know, nothing else to worry about. Like, it's not like you got to put in work to get him. And then you also get stuff along the way. Like, I think the rewards are actually pretty bad compared to like clutch time online, but I think it's like all in all together, like 55k, Pink Diamond, Karl Anthony Towns, a couple hundred tokens, and you might get, I don't know, a Hoff badge or something else. So you get decent enough rewards, plus the actual MT that you get from the game. Sometimes you'll even get some XP through this, like if it's like, I don't know, get 10 rebounds with a player in the game. Sometimes Greg Ostertag will get that done for you real quick. But yeah, it's just all in all not a bad thing. If you're the type of dude who maybe works from home like I do, or, you know, you just have an opportunity where you want to do stuff, but you also want to get clutch time offline done, you don't really have to play the game. So it makes it super simple. It does take a while. Like I did mention, this game has actually been relatively quick and painless. Once it gets up to Superstar, I will not lie, the games do get close pretty often. Like I said, you might get beat. That's why I use Benedict, so that if you know, you happen to be next to your computer or your console, even though you are AFK'd, you can just pick up the controller and win the game real quick. But nevertheless, this has been a pretty painless game. A lot of them are like this, where the other team has no chance of winning. But sometimes it does get ugly if it's like a close game. Say it was like 12-13 instead of 13-5 right now. If it was like a 1-point game, they'd be doing a bunch of weird stuff. They'd be like fouling the AFK players, and your AFK players would be shooting a bunch of free throws. They'd be calling timeouts, and since you're AFK, you're not clicking through it, so that wastes a whole minute every timeout they burn. But I mean, you know, when things are rolling smooth, Greg Ostertag getting them O boards, Vinny Del Negro throwing dimes, O'Shea dudes making his free throws, King of Murray's hitting corner threes, like, you just don't really got to worry about anything, man. You can do anything, bro. Like, it takes like 7-8 minutes. So like, what I'm gonna do, I'm about to go cook dinner, about to make some eggs and bacon here in a minute, and I'm just gonna AFK games in the background while I'm sitting there scrambling out my eggs. I'll start scrambling my eggs, get everything put down, come back, probably be wrapped up one game, start another one, go back, make sure my eggs cooking right, flip my bacon a few times, come back, start another one, finish up my eggs and bacon, and then I'll come back over here, and then by then that game will probably be done, so I'll start another one while I'm eating. Next thing you know, I just got 5 games of Clutch Time Offline done, 5 chances at Billy Knight done, all while I'm just making dinner. And like, I don't know what your guys' setups are like, but I mean, my kitchen is literally probably like 15 feet away from me, so that's nice. And then I also have my PS4 set up in my bedroom, so when I'm laying down at night watching Netflix or the NBA, I'm capping, I don't watch Netflix, bro, I just watch the NBA normally at night. But you know, when I'm just watching the NBA, just in the background, you know, turn this on my other screen there and let games AFK. I mean, I've gotten 70 games done since the season started 3 days ago, and I hadn't even played one yet. Like, for real, you know what I mean? I just like let this run in the background. So perfect, 15-5. Let's see what we get out of the vault. It'd just be great for the video's sake if I'm able to get my man Billy Knight out of this. But I mean, yeah, it's that easy. You literally don't have to do anything. I didn't shoot the ball once. I passed the ball, or I shot the ball once. It was like a contested shot, just because I am right here. But I mean, obviously, if I just let that run out, it wouldn't have mattered. And I'm like, I thought I was gonna get him, bro. I thought that would have been so perfect for the video, but nah, I'd never get that lucky. The sad part is I know this is gonna take me forever. I'll probably get well past 100 wins. I know that's gonna happen because I was lucky enough to get the bandman, so they're not gonna let me get the other dude here, Billy Knight, that easy. But nevertheless, not too worried about it because I'm just gonna AFK it. I hope this video helped you guys. If it did, make sure you guys show me some love, drop a comment, subscribe. I don't know, actually don't bother to subscribe. I don't really upload YouTube videos anymore. Just go over to my Twitch and you know, say what's up in my stream. That alone, you know, come to my stream and say, hey, your AFK video helped me out. That alone would make me happy. So I appreciate you guys. I'll be back not soon,